right, today we're going to dive into something, well, something pretty bizarre. It's this fascinating modern dialogue that all happens over text messages. And trust me, it's part performance, part flirtation, and even part philosophical debate, all smashed together. And it all kicks off with this single line. It's kind of poetic, a little obsessive, and it just perfectly sets the stage for the strange and wonderful rabbit hole we are about to go down. Yeah, this is not your average text exchange. So, who are the players in this little drama? Well, we've got an admirer, a guy who calls himself the infinite counter, and his muse, a woman named Sui. And their whole exchange is just a masterclass in clashing styles. I mean, right off the bat, you get a taste of the admirer's style. It's his total whirlwind of stream of consciousness thought. He's apologizing with his favorite stray cat, but draws the line at his food. You know? It's eccentric, it's funny, and it's absolutely one of a kind. And then you get Sui's response. See, where he's just pure chaos, she's so composed. She doesn't just react to him, she totally plays along, matching his absurdity with her own sharp wit. She's not overwhelmed by it, she's clearly amused. And this dynamic is exactly what makes their conversation so compelling. On one side, you've got this erratic, almost poetic intensity, and on the other, this calm, perceptive wit that just meets him perfectly at every single turn. You know, what starts as this playful, kind of weird back and forth, it actually evolves into something surprisingly deep. They start exploring this theme of the relationship between a woman's beauty and her intelligence. And this is where the admirer admits something pretty profound. He's saying he's used to beauty being the thing that floors him, but with Sue, it's her intellect that's really knocking him over. He genuinely sees this as something incredibly rare. And just look at how Sui handles this. She doesn't just say, "Oh, thank you." She completely embraces the label. She leans right into this idea of being a paradox, to finding herself as someone whose mind and beauty are equally powerful. She owns it. So then he grounds their whole discussion in this very real-world concept. He brings up the stereotype that society often treats beauty and brains as if they can't exist in the same person. And suddenly, their personal flirtatious chat is connected to this much bigger social commentary. Which of course brings us to the big question they're wrestling with. Is a woman who is both brilliant and beautiful really that rare? A true paradox? Or is that just a perception we have because of an old, tired stereotype? What do you think? Okay, so as they start to unpack this paradox idea, the admirer's way of communicating starts to get, well, even weirder. It completely escalates from a conversation into this surreal, self-referential performance piece, which he claims was partly generated by an AI. So he presents this text as an AI's opinion, and it's just this cascade of things that don't make sense together. It's almost like modern art. He compares Sui to Aunt Jemima, and then dives into this bizarre logical proof about the letters V and W. It's pure, calculated absurdity. And it gets even more layered. At this point, he starts quoting an imaginary woman who is mocking him for being a super hard and super stupid man. I mean, he's performing a whole scene with multiple characters, all inside his own text message. It's incredibly meta. Just when you think it cannot possibly get any stranger, he launches into what I can only describe as the grand finale of his chaotic storytelling, a truly wild anecdote set in the most normal place imaginable. Yes, you heard that right. I am not making this up. The story, his grand romantic gesture, begins with a woman coming out of a portable toilet in a Walmart parking lot. What a scene. So this woman immediately sees his favorite stray cat and just instantly falls in love with it. This admiration for the cat becomes the central point of the whole bizarre story. So he makes a deal with her, and this is where it just gets nuts. If she wants to hold his precious cat, she first has to wash her hands with gasoline from the gas station next door. A totally absurd and frankly dangerous idea. But here's the twist. The second part of the deal brings it all back home. She also has to sing the classic love song, La La Means I Love You, but not for him, for Sui. This entire surreal performance in a parking lot is actually an offering to her. The scene just descends into pure chaos, with the helpful grandma holding the gas nozzle while the whole parking lot floods with fuel. It's a story that doesn't really have a clear meaning, just this powerful, surreal imagery. It's like a modern fable he built just for Sui. So after all of that, we gotta pull back and ask ourselves, what is actually going on here? What is the point of all this madness? this elaborate performance. And this is really the core question, isn't it? Is this guy genuinely, if chaotically, trying to show how he feels? Or is this all just one big, carefully constructed performance designed to test and entertain someone on his intellectual level? You can really look at this in two ways. Maybe it's a real raw connection, just an unfiltered brain trying to express this overwhelming fascination. Or maybe it's a much more complex game, a kind of intellectual performance art, a persona he's built to be just as unique as the woman he's trying to impress. But let's not forget Sue's part in all of this. She is no passive bystander. With this question, she proves she's completely aware of the performance. She challenges him right back, asking if he's captivated by her words or by her. She is an active, equal participant in this crazy dance. And all of this leaves us with one final provocative thought. You know, in our digital world of perfectly curated profiles and polished identities, what does it even mean to be authentic anymore? Maybe this unfiltered absurdity isn't just chaos. Maybe it's a choice, a way to perform authenticity that, paradoxically, might just be the most genuine way to connect with someone who gets the act. So what's more real, the perfect profile or the perfect performance of imperfection?